Okay, now see what we are doing from the classes is that we are coding in Eclipse. See, Eclipse is not a tool which is necessary for writing program in Java. We can also write a program in Notepad also. Okay, if I open a Notepad, I can write the Java program there also. Eclipse doesn't necessarily be needed to write a Java program. Eclipse is an environment in which it assists us to write the Java program, but Eclipse is not the way in which we can write the Java program. We can write in Notepad also. What I can do, I can write my normal Java program and save it as file, save as, and while saving it as, I can give it like test.java. So this particular file will be Java file and make it all files. So this particular file will be Java file. So we can write Java programs in Notepad also. Not necessarily we need Eclipse, but why we are using Eclipse? Because let's say for example, if I write any code here, it will not give me any suggestion. See here, let's say uh, here I write anything. Let's say for example, int a is equal to 12. Okay, I'm defining a object. I will tell you what is a object, but I just wanted to show you the suggestion. Which is see, when I click obedient dot, then a lot of suggestions are there. So instead of writing a manually, I could just select and write here. Means click here, so it will get selected. But if I write this particular program in Notepad, see, if I write this particular program in Notepad and click dot, will it give me any suggestion? No. That's why we are using Eclipse, because Eclipse is a heavyweight editor which gives us suggestion, which helps us and assists us in writing the programs. But Eclipse is not the way in which we can write the Java program. There are also various online editors. There are also lot more tools in which we can write Java programs. Okay, Eclipse is not the mandatory necessity as a tool to write Java program. So many people think like, yes, only Java program could be written in Eclipse. No, Java program could be written anywhere. Java program depends on the Java you have installed in your system, not on the Eclipse. Eclipse is just a environment, or you can say is a editor which helps us in assisting for writing the Java program. Okay, but yes, it is a heavyweight editor in which it gives us suggestion and is very useful for writing program in Java. Like for example, system.out.println, I can just write so and click control space. It will write me the whole line without writing it manually. But if I write in Notepad, I have to write it as a whole. So that's why we use Eclipse. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so previous classes we have learned we can have multiple data members, we can have multiple functions. So let me create some data members. Okay, so these are my data members and I'm creating two functions. Let's say for example, public void Okay. Now, as I have already told that only execution starts from main and ends at main. So what we can do is we have to access all these data members and all these functions if we need to get it executed. Okay. Let's say, for example, so system.out.println, this particular syntax helps us for printing the message which is present inside the parenthesis in the output console. That means it will get printed in this particular console. Okay, that you know. Yeah. Any doubt?
No.
If you have any doubt, unmute yourself and ask it at once. Don't wait for the class to over or something. Okay, now, so my execution will start from line 8 to line 10. So if I want to execute these two particular functions, or I want to access this value, so what I have to do, I have to access it inside this void main, then only it will get executed. Okay, so to make it accessible, what I can do is I can create an object of the class. As you know, Java is a object oriented programming language. Means everything which you do in Java will be done by creating an object. Nothing will be done without creating an object in Java. Okay, so the first thing which I'll be doing for accessing other data members and other function is creating an object. Okay, so what is the syntax of creating an object? Syntax of creating an object is class name, then object name is equal to new class name, parenthesis and semicolon. Everything you write in Java has a logical ending when you give a semicolon. So never forget to put a semicolon. Okay, every line which you are writing to end have it a logical ending, always give a semicolon. Okay, so this is the syntax. See, for me here, this is the syntax for creating an object. So class name, what is my class name? Demo class 2. So I gave it as demo class 2. Now object name, it can be anything which you want. You can give any value, any name. So I give it as obj. Then is equal to new. So new is a keyword which is predefined in Java. That's why it's coming in gray. That means Java understand as new means something. Okay, then demo class 2, that is class name. So here what I created is a object of demo class 2 with name obj. Okay, so now using this obj I can access these data members, I can access this particular functions. Let's check. See, here I am accessing a data member using obj function, sorry, obj variable dot that data member or that function. See, if I will write only a, it will throw me an error. See, it threw me an error because I'm not accessing using a data member. I have to access it using a, sorry, I have to access it using a object name. Without having an object, I cannot access the data member and the functions. Okay, while trying to access it without an object, it is throwing me an error. But while trying to access it with an object, it's okay. So this is also one more. Yeah, ask.
No, no. Yeah, clear, clear.
Yeah. So this is also one more advantage, like while you are writing in Notepad or while you are writing in Eclipse, it immediately show me the compile time error. Okay, so you need to understand what is compile time error and what is runtime error. Compile time error is the error which is shown us while writing the code. Let's say, for example, here there is a syntactical mistake. That means it is a compile time error, means syntax is wrong itself. But if I write this particular lines, see, so 5 division 0. So you know 5 division 0 is infinity, but syntax wise it is right because I am dividing a number with number. So it is not a compile time error. But when I'll run this program, it will throw me an error during the runtime while my program is running. Okay, it will throw me an arithmetic exception while running. So we'll learn about exception, that's different, but the error will be coming in runtime. So this is a runtime error, but this is a compile time error. Okay, see, this particular line is a compile time error because Java is understanding from the syntax itself like it's a error, even though I haven't run it. But when I will run, it will understand this. Yes, this particular thing is error, but syntax wise it is right. So it is not throwing me compile time error. Syntax wise, I'm dividing a numeric with a numeric, so it's okay. So there is no compile time error. But during runtime, it will find that this is an exception. So it will throw an error in the runtime. So that will be a runtime error. Okay. So this is also a concept you need to understand. What is a runtime error and what is a compile time error? You all got right? Just
Yes.
say yeah, just say yes or no while I'm asking so that I could know, yeah, you are getting it. Okay. So this is a very important concept. What is runtime error and what is compile time error? Because every time you'll be working in real time, people will say, yeah, it's a runtime error or it's a compile time error. No one will make you understand, yes, this is syntax is not right, so this is a compile time error. So you need to understand, yes, this is this is this. Okay. Now you saw without a object I could not access that particular data member. Similarly, to access that particular function, I also need the object obj dot add. Okay, now see what happens. Now see, it came 12 and this is add function. See why? Because we created an object and here I try to print the value of the data member A in console, that is 12. So it got printed as 12. Similarly, I just called only one function, that is add. That's why the lines of code inside it, that is to print this is add function, got printed. But this I haven't called. So this particular function didn't got executed and didn't got uh, like executed or printed in the console. Okay, because I haven't accessed this particular function inside main. Okay, so to access anything inside main, what I have to do is I have to right, I have to create an object and then access the data members and the function using that particular objects. Okay, so clear up to now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now coming to function. Okay, so data members is just normal, you will be assigning a value and you will be like declaring it, so that's normal. But coming to function, see what we are writing here, line by line we need to understand. Public, first line I am writing is public. If I don't write it, then also it's okay, then also no problem. So for now, I'm not writing it. Leave it. We learn while reading, means while learning access modifier. So see, just two words here. One is void, and one is add. So what are these two things? Add is the function name. You can give anything. You can give your name. You can give anything. So it can be anything. And what is this void? Void in normal English. What does void means? Anyone?
Blank.
What does void means?
Like
Hello?
nothing. Yeah, it means
Yeah,
nothing. Blank.
yeah, yeah, it means nothing. That means it indicates if I'm writing here void, that means it indicates me that this particular function will return nothing. So anything which comes after the before the function name tells me or give me the information, yes, this function will return this thing or that thing. If I will write here int, that means when I'm calling this function, as it is a void add, when I'm calling this function, it is returning me nothing. No value is returned. But if I mention it at int, it will mandatorily return me a integer value because I have
But when
mentioned
we
it.
called,
Tell. Yeah.
but when we call the add function, anyway, whatever is written inside this, that it is returning, right? Like this is add function.
No, that is not returning. So what it is doing when I'm see what is happening when the execution come to 12th line object dot add. What it does is as add function is called, it will just pass the control to 17th line. Sorry, 16th line, and it will
Ah,
do all the execution in that particular function and again return back to 13th line. 13th line. It is just passing the control and executing the lines of code. It is not returning anything. Okay,
okay.
if it would have returned, so what I can would have done, see, to clear your doubt, see, if that particular function would have returned anything, what I could have done is, sorry, what I could have done is I could have printed that thing. If a particular function will return me a value, I could have printed that thing, but in the compile time only it is showing me error because it is not returning anything. So what it will print? It is not returning, it is just passing the control to that function, and once the function get executed, it is returning back that control to the main. It is just switching the
Okay,
control.
okay.
Okay.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, clear.
Yes, yes.
Now see, here what I have done is I have written int. Int means this particular subject function will mandatorily return me an integer value. Okay, so to return an integer value, what we do is return any value, integer value. Okay, so see here it is throwing me an error, but if I write, see, it is not throwing me an error. Why? Because it knows sub is returning me a value and that value I can print. But here add is not returning me a value. So what I will print? So that's why it is throwing me an error. Got my point?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Others also say yes or no.
Yeah, almost.
You got the point, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And Revati, you also got the point, right? It's mute or what? Okay. Now see. So it is returning me an value. Okay. So now you got the point. Let's say, for example, if I run this particular code, you'll see as it return me three will be printed. See, three is printed. See, what happened here is it passed while for this particular statement obj.subj. What it did is it passed my control to here 23 line. Then it went to this particular line. This is sub function, so it printed this is sub function. Then there is a return 3. That means the control again passed from here to here with a value 3. So while I am printing that particular function inside C, so it is printing me a value 3. If I would have written 4, it would be returning me like 4. Got my point? So this
Yes,
is the
Prati,
yeah, ask. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I understand this return three and this void also. So why would we use this void functions? Like in which scenarios? What what added advantage it would give us to use void keywords or functions with void values, void
Okay,
keywords.
okay,
Sorry.
okay. So see, it completely depends on your requirement. Okay, it completely, let's say for example, there is a you created a function. There are for you are creating a class for all of the student in a particular school, and you are creating a function. When you will call that function, it will just print you the school name. Okay, so there you have nothing to return. You could just print the school name. So there you just use void. But let's say for example there is a function in which we pass the value of each of the subject marks scored by the particular student, and the average will be printed. So there what you can do is you could just pass the marks of the students and just return the average value, so that in n number of combination I pass, it just return with the average value, right? Then I could compare it inside the main. Yes, this particular value is greater than 40, so he passed, or this particular value is less than 40, he failed. Okay, got my point?
Yes, yes.
Clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now see, now you understood about return statement and how to declare the returning value in the method declaration. Okay, now we'll start study about arguments. Okay, now see, you understand this particular function is also a function, like, sorry, this particular void main is also a function, and this add is also a function, and this subtract is also a function. Okay, but you see something inside here, you don't see something inside here. So what does that mean? That means, like, this value, if it is present inside the function parenthesis, is it is called arguments, and if it is not present, it's nothing is present, no argument. So these two particular function have no argument, but I can create a method with arguments. Okay, see, let's say I'm creating int multiply int now see, I created another function which has a return int, but it has some argument inside it. That means it is accepting two integer value, but here it was not accepting any value, but here it is accepting two integer values. Okay, so
Hmm.
if I write obj dot multiply comma 4, so what here I did is I called the multiply function and I am passing two integer value. See, because it is accepting two integer value, I have to mandatorily pass two integer value from the area where I am calling. So here I pass 3, 4. You could pass any integer values like 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Any integer value you could pass. Okay, got my point?
We cannot just simply write a comma b, and while runtime we can enter the value inside the
Well,
argument.
so while runtime you can enter the value. That for that it is a different syntax. You just
Okay.
understand that. I'll tell
Hmm.
you. You can
Hmm.
enter the value from main only. Then you can pass the value here, or you can enter the value from here only. That taking
Huh,
the
huh.
input from keyboard, I will tell you. That's a
Okay.
different syntax. Okay. So for now,
Hmm.
I'm explaining the concept of function. Okay. Now see, this particular function is accepting two integer value. So what I am doing is I am passing two integer value. Then only it will call this particular value. Always remember the function will be called when the name and the argument are matched. That means here I haven't passed any argument. So here there is a function with no argument. It will come to here and the name matches sub. Okay. So we can pass argument, we cannot pass argument, it's depend on us. It depends on the method declaration. If the method declaration accepts argument inside it, then we need to pass argument in the function while I am calling it inside the main. Okay, got my point?
Yes.
Yeah, so you tell me what will be the output for this particular function if I run this, and you, any one of you tell me.
It should show 12 multiply 3 and 4.
No, like this, you tell
Oh,
me the
old one. Okay,
whole output.
okay.
Yeah, tell me
Okay,
what
so
will be the output.
object dot add, it will go to, it will just system dot out dot println object dot a, it will print us the value a is equal to 12 which was given there. Then object
Yeah,
dot add, it will only print this is add function. Then it will
okay.
come to object dot sub function. So sub function which is written here is this is sub function. Next it will
Mhm.
go to object to multiply, it will go to that particular multiplication. Okay, and
Mhm.
already a and b values are passed over here 3 comma 4. So it will just it will go and do multiplication a into b which is given inside the multiple function. Okay, and it will return the value 12 as integer value 12 it will return. So 12, this is add function, this is sub function, and then it will write 12.
No, wrong. One thing is
But
missing.
12 and add it will not print because he has commented that line.
Which one?
13, he has commented
Oh,
it.
okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Correct,
Uh,
correct.
you tell me, Arun. You tell me the output. What will be the output?
Yeah, the output will be, I think, this is sub function 3
No.
and 12. No?
Why this line went? Obj dot a.
I have made this object line itself as a comment. So no,
Yeah.
correct. Sorry.
If you anyone give me the correct output. Rebati, you tell me what will be the output. Rebati, are you hearing or not? You can speak without instead of typing. C12. No. 3 and 12 is output only. No, you are wrong. Anyone want to try once again?
I have one question, right? Though
Yeah.
here we have given in multiply, we have given a comma b, okay? But initially we have also declared a as 12, right? But here we are passing the value 3. So will we
Yeah, I
take
got
this?
it. I got it. What is your doubt? I got it. We'll come to it in the scope of the variable. We'll come it into the scope of the variable. Okay. So what you do is you just do it C. So avoid confusion. That do it C. We'll come it while learning scope of the variable. Okay. So now tell me the output. Try once again and tell me the output. Arun?
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah. Please try
looking
once
at
again.
it.
Try once again and tell me the output. So it's very simple. It's already output. Half of the output is there. Only one thing will be added. See, for obj.a, this 12 will be printed. Then come, just go line by line. Just go line by line. Obj.a, it will print 12. Then obj.add function is called. So obj.add function, this is add function. It will be printed. Then obj.subtract, this is subtract will be printed and return 3. So 3 will come and in CISO 3 will be printed. Similarly, obj dot multiply 3 into 4, it will come here. 3 into 4 will be written, that is 12, and in system dot out dot println 12 will be printed in the next line. Right? Any doubt? See?
Correct,
Yeah,
correct.
ask.
I missed that part.
You go line by line. It's very simple. See, it's very simple. Nothing is there. Okay. So you learned how to create a function with argument and without argument, and have a return type and don't have a return type. Okay. Now let's learn about operators. Okay. So what are the operators of what you understand by operator? Tell me in normal English, guys. Anyone? China, you
Operators
can tell
can be
me.
used to perform, yeah, operators which can be used to perform anything.
Yeah, which is used to create an
Yeah,
operation.
in
Let's say, for
Java,
example,
yeah,
division. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Java we
Okay,
have plus, minus, plus, plus, equal to all these
yeah,
assigned operators, all these operators.
okay, yeah, right. So see, the first operator in Java is we can use is 12 plus a, 12 plus 2. Okay, so as the symbol itself suggests, it is normal addition function. Okay, similarly, I can have 12 minus 2. As the name syntax suggests, this is a subtraction. Similarly, 12 into 2, that is multiplication. Then 12 division 2, and here comes the trick. If I multiply 12 by 2, it will give me a whole number 6. But if I multiply 12 by 5, 12 division 5, I will get a decimal value, right? It will not give me a whole number. It will give me something, point something,
Hmm.
right? So we'll see
Right.
what it gets printed for this particular operation. Then there is one operator, 12 percentage 2. I can write two things is so 12 percentage 5. Okay. Then see so 12 plus plus adamant. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Now see, if I run this code, what is my output? Then we'll analyze one by one. First, go to the first output. Okay. Oh, Here is this particular line. Just comment it out. Runners. Now go. See. So first line, what is 12 plus 2? So what is 12 plus 2? Normal addition,
14.
that is 14. Yeah. Similarly, 12 minus 2, normal subtraction, that is 10. Similarly, 12 into 2, this normal multiplication, that is 24. Then 12 by 2, that is normal division, that is 6. Okay, because it is a whole number and the remainder is 0. But 12 division 5. So what is 12 division 5? What is the output? Tell me. 2.5
Reminder.
or something. No, in
Yeah,
normal
yeah.
you say 2.5 or 2.6 or something. 2 point
Hmm.
something. Okay. So what it will do? It will just give me 2. That means only the integer part of the quotient. Okay, it will not give me the whole quotient, that is 2 point something. It will not give me that. It will just give me the integer part. Okay,
Hmm.
let's say float g is equal to 12 by 5. Okay, now seesaw plus g. Okay, this is also one concept. Let's make you understand. So while writing system.out.println, see what I am doing is, if it is a numeric value, I am not providing any quote in it. But if I want to print any, say for example, string value, this is string. So I am putting it inside a quote. It is just similar to the way we are declaring. If we want to declare a string, we are putting it inside a quote, a double quote. So I am putting it inside a double quote. And for numeric value, we did not need any quote. Okay, we can directly put the value. Okay, but say for example, if I want to print a variable which already has a value, even though it is a string, then I don't need a double quote. Let's say for example, if I want to print CISO obj.s, I don't need any double quote here because s already has the value. For so what you understood, for directly printing a string we need a double quote, but to print a numeric value or print a variable which has already a value, maybe it numeric or string, we need not to keep it inside a double quote. Okay, clear this point?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, so I find Revati is silent. Why? You are not speaking anything, Revati? Yes or no from the starting of the class? Just saw your chat. You can speak up, unmute and speak up, right? Okay. See, so for only string value, we can put it inside a double quote. For any numeric or any data members or any say variables which have it value inside it, you did not need any double quotes. You can just give it inside the sysO.out.println without any double quote. But let's say for example, I want to print something that is a string value and a value which will come from the variable. Let's say for example, here what I have done is, I just wanted this particular string to be printed in my output, and also I wanted it should be printed as dash 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 and g value, that is 12 by 5 value here. So it will print me dash 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 2.6 2.5 something. Okay, Revati. Yeah, so what we can do is, I want to print dash 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 with the g value that come after the operation 12 by 5. Okay, so for there, where what we have to do is this particular value is a string value, so I'll be putting it inverted comma, then I'll be using plus operator, then I'll be giving the variable name. Okay, so if I want to print a more string value after this variable name, so what I can do is, again I can put this operator. So what will be printing dash 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 g's value, then again this what the sign is called, apostrophe or something. Okay, got got my point. If you want to
Pratik.
conquer, sorry, hello.
Yeah, got your point. Like, how do we print along with the values? Mm.
Yeah, this is the way, like how you will print along the values. Okay, with the existing value and with a new value. Okay, this is very important. While every topic is very important for interview point of view. Okay, now just delete all these lines. Okay, now let me run it once more. See, after this we are clear. 12 by 5 is 2. Okay, now see, even though we have what we have done, we have divided 12 by 5 and it is a float value, and we are storing it inside a float value, then also it is giving me 2.0 instead of 2.5 or something what will come. Okay, why this is the case? Because both of them are integer. 12 is an integer and 5 is an integer. As a result, when the operation will be done, it will return me an integer value only. And if I am storing it in a float, so what it will do, it will add a decimal value, that is zero point 0, which has no meaning. Even if I assign g with a integer, let's say for example I assign g with obj.a, then it will also print with 12.0. It will just assign a zero point 0 which has no meaning to the value, arithmetic value in a whole. Okay, got my point? Here what I am doing is obj.f by 1. Okay, then I'm running it. See, but here 0.0 didn't come. Here the exact value came. Why? Because f is a float by default. So when I am doing an operation using a float value, then it will return me a float value instead of a integer value. This is an important concept. You got it, guys?
Yeah,
Yes,
not
Pratik.
really. Could you
Yes, yes.
please?
See,
Mm.
let me clear you by doing it with the same 12. Okay, 12f and a is 12. Okay, let us print as obj.a. So if you're not getting it, just unmute and ask na. After asking, you are telling me not getting, you should unmute yourself and ask, yeah, we didn't got you. See, now tell me, this both the operation obj.a by 5 and obj.f.5, what it is basically, this is integer 12 by 5, this is float 12 by 5. This is the only difference. So what you expect, both of them would have the same value, right?
Yeah.
You expect it, but let's run it. See, do both of them have same value? No, one has 2, one is 2.4. See, for this particular CISO, means integer 12 by 5, it showed me the value 2, but when I am dividing float 12 with 5 and trying to print it, it is printing me 2.4. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
so if you are dividing an integer with int and the value comes with a decimal, then only the integer part will be returned. But if you are performing an operation with float or float with int, only one of them is float, then the value which will be returned will be in float format. If it would have been integer and I would have stored it in a float like the previous one you saw, it would have been printed with 2.0 instead of 2.4, because it would have the integer value only and it will append point 0 of its own, which has no meaning to the value.
Yeah. Yeah. Understood. Understood.
You understood this concept, right?
Yes.
Revati, sign up, please tell yes or no.
Pratik.
You got it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these small things are very important. Okay, you just don't miss it out, because while working in the real time, there will be one logic you'll be writing, you would get confused. Yes, why it's not coming the exact value? Because in real time, if there is a like you're writing a code for something which is involving price and involving something, there point 4 is also important. You cannot miss it out. Okay. So these are the things concept you need to have it in your mind while writing the code. Okay. Anyways, so we got it up to this line. What happened and what not. Now coming to 12 division 2. So tell me, if I divide 12 by 2, what will be my remainder?
0.
0. Okay, so next line what is printed is 0. So 12 percentage 2 or 12 modular 2. This percentage is called modular in Java. So what does it return? It returns me the remainder of those two
Hmm.
numbers. It doesn't return me the quotient, it returns me the remainder. If I divide 12 by 2, it will return me 0. That means it will be returning me the quotient of that number. Okay. Similarly, if I divide 12 by 5, what will be my remainder?
Oh,
Sorry?
5. Yeah. 2 will be the reminder.
Yeah. So see, in the next line, it printed me 2. The remainder is 2, so it printed me 2. So what does that mean? It means that percentage sign or the modular sign returns me the remainder of the two number.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now coming to the next point. Obj dot a plus plus. Okay. See,
Hmm.
I have a as the value 12. Got my, and
Yeah.
I write 12 plus plus. 12 plus plus means 12. But what is happening in real time, you understand? Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
it is. Yeah, sorry.
No, no, yeah, tell. If you have something, no, have your suggestion. Yeah, give me, tell me.
12, it will print the 12 value, but when it moves to the next line, it will take the 12 plus plus, which is value as 13, a plus plus value, and assign 13 value when it, if it founds anywhere that a value to be printed.
Yeah. So what is, see, we have two operation of plus plus a and a plus plus. So what is the difference basically here? That is important. Both of them will increment the value to 1. Like say for example, if it's 12, it will increment it to 13. Plus plus a will also do that same thing. A
Hmm.
plus plus will do that same thing. So what is the difference in both of them? Why there are two
Hmm.
syntax? Okay.
Hmm.
So what you will observe that a plus plus will, what it will do, it will first do the operation what is assigned to it, then it will increment its value. But plus plus a, what will do, it will first increment its value, then it will do the operation. So it is the difference in the way they are incremented to itself. In a plus plus, first the assigned operation will be completed, then the value will be incremented by 1. But in plus plus a, first it will increment its value, then it will do the operation. Let's say for example, I have written syso a plus plus. So what it will do, printing is the operation, so it will print itself first 12. Then 12 plus plus means after printing it will change its value to 13. But if I've written plus plus a, so what it will do? It will first increment it value 13, then it will print 13. So it will first increment itself and do the operation. But in a plus plus, it will do the operation, then increment itself. Got the difference? Guys?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you'll see what will happen here is, see, a value has 12. So while I'm writing obj.a plus plus, that means it will print 12 first. But after printing 12, this int a is equal to 13. It would be 13 because a plus plus is there. So, so what will be printed in the next line? Tell me. It is printed 14.
14.
Why? Now you will
Because it,
make me explain. Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
takes the 13 a plus plus, it make it as 13 value. Okay, when it
Hmm.
comes to the next line, plus plus object dot a, so 13 value already a was holding. So since it is a plus plus operator is primarily to that, so it changed that value to 14 and then printed this object dot a value as 14.
Yeah. Got everyone got it? Why the 14 came as a result? Okay. Arun,
Yes,
what about
understood the
you?
explanation.
Understood, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. That's good. So plus plus a. So similarly, I have written plus plus k. So k has 8, so it will print me 9. Similarly, a minus minus and a minus minus a follow the same thing. Only thing is that it will be decremented by 1. There it was incremented by 1 value. Here it will be decremented by 1 value. So what happened is obj k minus minus. So see there will be where is k? Ha ha. So here k,
I have
what it
one.
was happening? You tell me why 9 came in this particular line. Arun, you tell me
Yeah,
why 9 came. Yeah, let Arun speak for this one. Why 9 came?
Because the previous line it incremented one value to which was
Ah,
8 to 9,
ah,
and then first it got printed 9, and next it is getting reduced. So the line 26 will be
yeah. What will be the
yeah,
value of line 26? Tell me.
yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, tell me.
9.
Tell me without seeing the output, what will be the value which will be printed for this line? You tell me also. You also tell me, Saina. And Revati, you can ping me in the chat.
yeah, so uh, at first line 24, it took object plus plus object dot k, which means from 8 to 9 it made and printed as 9. Then it moved to line 25, so it first printed value as 9 and then k minus minus, which means it changed the value, assigned the value of k from 9 to 8. Then
Hmm.
it comes to line 26, the k is holding the value 8 now, since it is a minus minus operator at the starting. So from 8 to it decreased the value of whatever k was holding, which was 8 by 1, which is 7. Okay, and then printed the value 7 for line 26.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
right. So you got it, Arun?
yeah, yeah.
And Revati, you also got it, right? You just ping me in the chat. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So this is clear. Now operators in Java, you are clear. Okay. So let's just remove it. Okay. Now let's learn about the scope of the variable. Okay. So what is the scope of the variable? Let's say, for example, if I have the question you asked me earlier, if I'm writing here int a, okay, okay, and here also I have a. So Now just tell me, if I write here A, so what it will understand? Is this is the value this A or this A? So it will get confused if you see it normally. So here comes the scope of the variable. That means if I define int A here, that means it is valid from what to what, and if I define A here, and it will be valid up from what to what. Okay, always remember the scope of the variable is the closing and ending curly braces inside which it has declared. That means if I've declared int A here, that means it will the scope. That means this A is valid from here to here. Got my point? But
Please repeat
if
again now, Pratik.
okay, see, so this int A I have declared where inside the class, right?
Hmm.
This int A is the data member of the class, right? So
Hmm.
its scope will be present from the starting of the class to the ending of the class.
Yeah, which means throughout the class. Yeah, which means throughout this class. Hmm.
Throughout the class, it will be accessible throughout the class. But if I declare int A here means it is defined inside this function. That means it will be accessible in that function only. This A you cannot access inside sub function or add function or main function. It will be accessible inside this function only. But this A will be accessible everywhere inside the class. It can be accessed inside the main, it can be accessed inside the add, it can be accessed inside the sub, it can be accessed inside the multiply.
Okay. Okay, but
Right?
how do we differentiate? Won't it confuse us that which is being called?
Got it, got it. See, when I'm writing here A only, I am not calling this A. To call this A, what I have to do?
Object
Again,
dot
I have
a.
to, yeah. That's why if I'm not creating object.a, that means it will call this A. See, for example,
Okay.
let me tell you. Okay. Now see, when I write obj.a, then only it will go to this A. But if I write
Hmm.
only A, means it will access this A, right?
Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah. Yeah.
But you see here, you must have asked me, like here also I have created one object with this obj name. Here also I am creating another object with obj name. So why it is not
Uh,
showing me an error? Tell me. Any guesses?
mm,
You or Arun or Rebati, anyone?
no idea.
Arun, any guesses?
It's not within
Any
the
guess?
main method. That's why.
No, we have to define it according to the scope of the variable. See, for me, this A has the scope inside the whole class, but when I define obj, it has the scope where inside this main function only. That means it validity or expiry goes finishes after the main function ends. That means it is only identified inside this block only. So if I create here, it will not create a conflict because it is not identical, because outside the block the expiry date has gone. So if I create again with the same name, it will also be created and it will have the expiry inside that function block only, right? Hello?
Understood. Yeah, that's what I meant. That it was not within the main method. It's outside that.
Yeah, yeah, because the obj in the main method has the validity inside this block. So once we got outside this block, I can create again with the same value because it is inside the block and its validity is inside this only. But You got it right, Saina?
Yeah, I got that. That since inside the main function it was there, so its validity ends there. So ends there within the main. So it can be even we can declare it here also. But I
Yeah.
have some confusion, but I am not able to tell you what I am
No, no,
thinking.
tell. Yeah, it get clear with
Uh,
the confusion.
so this inside the multiply function which we are using the creating the object, okay, so this object since it is not created inside the main, so this object should only have access to this a again, right, and not that a is equal to 12. I am just thinking this way because
Simple
again
thing.
this is
Yeah,
uh,
I got it. What's the doubt? Simple thing. If you want to access the data members of the class inside any function, you create an object for that. So once I
hmm,
create an object and use obj.a means it will access this a. As simple as that.
okay,
Let it be it main function or any other function. That doesn't matter.
okay.
You
So
got?
in this
Yeah.
multiply function, so though the system did not throw any error for this object creation, okay, so this object is
No,
again
system.
working
No. First get it cleared. Why the system will throw me an error? Why you are thinking it will throw me an error?
because I thought objects we should create within the main function or
No,
like
no, who told you? Who told you? No,
okay,
anywhere you want to access the data members of the class, you have to create an object. So it could be any function. Doesn't necessarily mean main function. Main is also
okay,
a function only, right? You, if you
ah,
will see,
yeah,
main is itself a function only, but that is the privileged function from where the execution start and stop. But main is itself a function only. So why you cannot create other inside other function? If you do inside a function, if you're doing a thing means you can do the similar things all other functions. Okay.
okay. So again one thing like here also, so object name can be same which is declared under main function and which is declared under this any other function. We can have same function object name created here also. It is not an
Hmm.
issue.
Yeah. Why it is not an issue? I already told na the scope of the variable. The scope of the variable
Ah,
starts
ends
and
there.
ends inside the where it is. So if my scope of the variable for OBJ start and ends here, it is not like when I come out of it, no
Hmm.
one
It
recognize
no
OBJ.
longer reads
No one
that. Ah, yeah, correct,
Yeah,
correct.
no longer is there. No one recognize it. So I can create a new class, a new object with the same name. But if I create another object with the same name inside the main only, it will throw me an error
Hmm.
because inside
Okay.
that it is recognized. It is inside that it is recognized. So I cannot create C. It threw me an error.
Hmm.
But when I come out of the main, it is vanished. It is expanded. It is gone. So I can create a object with the same name. It's similar to
Hmm.
thing. Let's say, for example, there are different houses. Okay, so different houses there
Hmm.
are different children. So one children I gave name Anil. So once I get out of that house, in
Hmm.
another house, someone else can give the name Anil of his or her children, right?
Correct, correct. Hmm.
So, but in the same house, if I give both of the children's name as Anil, then conflict will occur, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Is similar to that only. So
Yeah.
inside the main is validity ends. So if you get out of it and create it inside another function, that's not an issue because its validity ended. But this
Hmm.
A has the validity for whole class. That means it is have the validity for this function, this function, this function, this function because it has validity for whole class.
Hmm. Yeah. Got it. Got
Got
it.
my point?
Hmm. Okay.
These are the basic concepts you need to be get cleared. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So got my point up to this. Now let's learn about static keyword. Okay, so you must have observed from a lot of time in public static environment there is a keyword static. So what is the use of this keyword static? So what we will be doing is will be understanding each words We understood what is void, what is why this particular keyword is written. Now we'll understand why static is written and why here static is not written. Then we'll understand why there is public, why there is not private or something. So we'll understand word by word so that our concept will be clear. Okay. Arun, you are getting right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now see. Let's say there is one house. Okay. There is one apartment in which 60 families are staying. Okay. So when the 60 families are staying, they have their, say for example, washing machine, TV, fridge, etc. in their own houses, and that is private to them. They don't share it with all those 60 families. If family one has a washing machine, TV, fridge, then it will be shared by that family one only. If family two has his essentials good, it will be shared by him or her only. But when they will come out of that apartment or go inside that apartment, there will be one gate that they have to share it mandatorily, right? The gate is common to both all of them. That will be shared by them. All of them will be shared the same gate. But the washing machine, TV, fridge, they are like shared individually o- of their only. So they don't share of others washing machine, TV, fridge. But when they come and go out of the apartment, they share one gate only, right? So tell me one thing, if the state of washing machine of the family one changes to operation on mode, will it impact the washing machine operation in for the other families? No, it
No.
will depend upon them. They make it on or off. But if family one comes and open the gate, the same will be impacted for all the 59 families. Like if family two comes, it will be in open state only. It could not be in
Hmm.
closed state. So what is happening? A thing which is shared by all, if one make it, or you can say, if one changes its state would be same for all other sorry, all other families here. Okay, got my point?
Yes, yes, Pratik.
Yes.
Okay. Similarly, in Java, the members which are not static, like A, K, S, F, these are you can correlate with the TV, fridge, washing machine, personal things. But this int D, this is static. That means it is the gate of the apartment. It is shared by everyone. Okay. So what will happen in backend? Let me tell you. See, let's say for example, I'm creating two objects, obj and obj1. Now, so oh, it's notepad. So see, while I am creating a obj, that means I am allocating a particular memory to it. When I'm creating obj means I'm allocating a particular memory to it, because when I'm writing int a is equal to 12, that means I have assigned a memory to a in which 12 is stored. All the data members which you are seeing has been assigned a particular memory. What my point? This a have a particular
Yes,
memory
Pratik.
stored. This K has a particular memory in which it has stored. This Ace has a particular memory in which it has stored. F also has a particular memory in which it has stored, and D also has a particular memory in which it has stored. So, for example, if I create an object OBJ, what will happen? obj object will be created which will be assigned a particular memory, and inside that small sub memories will be created for A, then for K, then for S, then for F, then for D it will be not created here. For D it will be created outside the object. Okay, this is, you can say, A, this is K, this is S, this is F, and this is D. Similarly, for obj1 also a block will be created in which A, K, S, F memory will be allocated. Okay, but this D will have a single allocation of memory. Let's say, for example, try to understand the concept of static. It is very important from interview point of view and also from your industry point of view. So the see, uh, when I created two objects obj and obj1, what happened? obj1 object is created in a different memory location. Inside that, it has memory for A, K, S, F, and D has a separate memory because it is static. So here I'll be having A. Similarly, here I'll be having K, S, and F. Okay, that means for you just correlate to that flat example. Means if we have washing machine for different families, so different entities and different space are assigned to them, right, in each of the houses. But that gate which is accessed by everyone, that occupies the single space only. The single space is assigned to it. But these washing machine which are accessed by all the families have different spaces assigned to them in their respective houses. Similar to that, non-static member are assigned different memory location in different spaces of the memory. But D being a static, shared by all the objects, and it is assigned a single memory location. Got my point? D is accessed by this one. D is also accessed by this one, and it is assigned a single memory location. But all other non-static data members are assigned different memory location. As a result, if I change the state of A or change the value of A, it will not get reflected in obj1A. If I change obj AA, it will not affect in obj1A. If the washing machine of family 1 get destructed, family 2 washing machine will not be affected. But if obj changes the value of D, the same value will be reflected in obj1 also. If our family 1 comes and break the gate, that broken gate will also be affecting family 2 also, right? Everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say, for example, obj dot A and Can anyone guess me the output? What will be printed if I run this particular code? Anyone? Maybe it is wrong, no issues. Just try to guess the output.
First,
Arun,
line
yeah,
number. Okay.
yeah. Tell me. You tell me. Yeah.
Okay, so when it goes to line number 12, object.a print, it will print 12. Okay, and then it went to line number 13, object.d, it will print 67. Again, it will print object.a, again it will print for a after reading line number 14 as 13, but it won't print object.d as 19 because what I feel is that was made static, right? So static value cannot be changed, right?
No, I
But
didn't
again,
change.
okay,
No. I didn't told static value cannot be changed. I told
it
that it
can
is
be
shared by everyone. That
shared by.
if the flat has the gate, I didn't told that gate cannot be opened or closed or it cannot be broken. It can be done
Okay,
everything
okay,
which you can do,
okay,
to the washing machine. But the thing is that it is shared by everyone. That I told.
okay. Okay, so line number 12, 12 it will show, line number 30, 67 it will show. Then 14 and 15, like for A and D, different values are assigned via accessing the object. Then it comes to line number 16. Now when we are printing the object.a, it will print 13. And now when we are printing for line number 17, object.d, it should print 90. So which means 12, 67, and then 13 and 90. But no, 1 minute. But
No,
again, that 16 and
Revati, you
17 are
also
object one.
Revati,
Sorry.
you tried, but that is also not right. So Arun, you try once. Let's see.
12
Arun,
and 13, yeah, it will, sorry, line 12 and 13, yes, 12 and 67, sorry, 12 and 67 will get printed, but in line 16 and 17, you're calling object 1,
Mm, yeah, I
and
missed that
it is
part.
not assigned to any value is not assigned for it.
for which value is not assigned? Obj.1
Which
which
one?
will point to this one. It will be printing the value which is present here. Let's run it.
Okay,
It's
then 13, 90, 12,
again,
67.
it will print 1267, it will be repeated. Okay.
See, by seeing this, are you guessing anything? Let me tell you what is happening.
Hmm.
See, for line number 12, obj.a. Okay, so what happened? For obj.a, it printed me 12 because 12 was there. Similarly, obj.d, it printed me 67 and 67 was there. But what I did in the next two line is I changed the value of obj.a to 13 and obj.d to 90. Okay, got my point. Let A is the uh, A is the washing machine and D is the gate. Let's say for example A washing machine means OBJ's washing machine height was 12 feet and OBJ gate which he was accessing the gate was 67 feet. So what I did is I just assigned obj.a means I changed the height of the washing machine of A from 12 feet to 13 feet and I changed the gate of the OBJ from 67 height to 90 height. Okay, now I am coming to the object obj1 and accessing obj1.a. So it will have the same 12 height na because it is
Hmm.
not affecting with the other washing machine height. It will have the same height 12. But as D is the common, that is the gate. So if I change it using obj, it will reflected in obj1 also. So obj1.d will not be 67, it will be 90. Sorry, got my point?
Yes, yes, we were wrong. Hmm.
See, see, obj, there one washing machine company came and gave to obj1 of 12 feet. Okay, 12 feet. It gave here also it gave it 12 feet. But here the gate company came and gave the gate as 67 feet. Okay. Now what is doing? First object obj, what it is doing? It is changing the height of it washing machine to what? 13. It is changing to 13. Okay. But here the 12 will remain as 12 because it doesn't get changed. But when it changed, here the value from 67 to 90, that will be shared by obj1 also. See, the same thing what I have written in the code. See, what is happening? First, both of them are initially assigned the value 12. That means both of them the washing machine of 12 feet. So obj.a is 12, obj.b is 67, the initial value, without assigning any value in line 14 and 15. So in line 14 and 15, what I did, I changed the washing machine value of obj to 13, changed it from 12 to 13, and changed the gate value from 67 feet to 90 feet, 67 feet to 90 feet. So for obj1, the a value will be 12 because washing machine is private to it. It it will not be changed. So when I'm printing obj1.8 is 12 only, but obj1.d, the washing machine, sorry, the gate is changed by obj, but it will be reflected for obj1 only. The gate changes 90 feet for obj1 also. Similarly, when accessing obj1.day, it is 90. Got my point?
Yeah,
Everyone?
yeah,
Yes.
understood now.
Now you understood, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is the conceptual diagram, like to understand. You'll not find anywhere if you search in it. So just understand from here how it work in backend with memory allocation. Okay. Revati, you also got it, right? Ping yes or no in the chat. Okay. So this is okay, clear. Now see. So this is the concept of static. Now see, static, what we have known till now, we can access the data members using the object which is created for that class, right? Let's say for example, there is another way for static. Here I am accessing the D, that is static data member, using the class object dot D. I can access it also with class name dot D. Okay, so non-static data member are necessarily accessed using the object of that class, and static data members are accessed using both the object and the class name of the class. You can access it using class name dot that data member. You can access using object dot data member. Got my point?
Yeah,
Everyone?
that is static. Yeah, static member we can access using object as well as the class name also.
Hmm.
Static data members.
Yeah, but non-static we cannot do it.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. So this is for the static and non-static. This is very important concept. Remember it. From the interview point of view, they'll surely ask what is the difference between static and non-static data members with an example. Okay. Now let's learn function overloading, the last topic for today. Okay. So see, Java support a concept called polymorphism. Okay. So what is polymorphism? Can anyone tell what is polymorphism in normal English.
Taking
Okay.
multiple form.
Yeah, right. Okay. Polymorphism is you can say same appearance but having different function. Okay. Polymorphism is you can say is the same appearance but having different function. Let's say for example in Java, polymorphism has two subdivision. One is function overloading and one is function overriding. Okay, and function overloading is called static polymorphism and function overriding is called dynamic polymorphism. Why this one is called static and why this one is called dynamic? This one is called static because it is done during the compile time only, but function overriding it is done during the runtime. So the one which is done during the runtime is dynamic polymorphism. The one which is done during the compile time is the static polymorphism. Okay, now we'll learn about dynamic polymorphism, that is function overriding, while studying about inheritance. But now what we'll see is function overloading, which is static polymorphism. Okay, let's say okay. Now see, I am having three function with the same name add. Okay, I am having the function with the same name add, but the only difference is the arguments which I am passing. Okay, so if we write another add function, It will throw me an error. It will throw me an error because here the argument is same. So I can define function with the same name if the argument type or the number of argument are different. Okay. Let's say for example, it has having no argument, it has having one argument, it has having two argument. That's why it is okay. But if I have two with same number of arguments, let's say example, I am having one argument here also, but if the type is different, string, yes, then also it is okay. Let make it void. We don't need to return anything now. Then also it is allowed. But if the return type is also different, that also is not allowed. So what is function overloading? Function overloading is having different function with same name with different in the number of argument or the type of argument which we are passing. If we have two function with the same name and different return type also, it will also throw me an error. Let's say for example, here just remove static for now. Here I write int add, it is error. Although the return type is different, for here it is void, for here it is int, then also it is throwing me an error. Okay, it is throwing me an error. Duplicate method add. But when I change the arguments, the number of argument or the type of argument inside the argument section, it is not throwing me an error. So what you learned, function overloading is having the same function name for different function but different in the type of argument or the number of argument which we are passing. Got my point, everyone? Hello, you can speak up.
Mm. So, like function overloading, same name, but with different arguments we can have, and different return type we can have, right? Even
No,
like
no,
if
no.
we have
Wrong. So correct the statement. Not return type. Function overloading doesn't depend on return type. If you have two
okay.
different function with same name and different return type,
uh,
it is an error. It doesn't depend
oh,
on return
oh,
type. It only
uh,
depends on arguments, the type of
okay.
arguments and number of arguments.
Okay, okay, yeah. So if it is add inside, if it is a int a, and then again we have add another function is string s, right?
Hmm.
So this way it would be correct, right? Because the
Hmm, hmm,
types are different,
hmm.
argument type.
Yeah, the types are
Hmm.
different or the number of arguments are different. Means the combination
uh,
of argument which we are passing, either it should be differ by the number or differ by the type.
the type. Got it, got
Then
it.
only it is allowed. But
Huh,
if it differ by the return type, then also it's not allowed.
huh,
People
huh.
people, people just get confused. If the return type is different, then it is allowed. No, if the return type is different, then also it's not allowed. Only the difference in the type of argument and the number of argument we are passing in the argument.
So suppose we have two function. One is int add, argument is uh, b, okay, int b, and another we have uh, let's say if we have given void add and argument we have given int b. So again this is not allowed because the
No,
return
this is
type.
not allowed. No,
uh,
this is not allowed because here the return
hmm,
type is different, but the argument are same, so it's not allowed.
hmm, hmm, hmm. Got it,
Clear?
got it. Yeah, bit confusing
What
though.
about what's confusing now? Huh?
Like
Yeah, ask
argument
us.
type,
Hmm.
yeah, argument types can, okay. Only thing is that return type cannot be different, right? Return type has to be same because in the
No,
Java does
no,
not allow different return type. Okay.
no. Different type can be different, but that will not help me in function overloading. That I can
Yeah,
here instead of what I can make it int. That is okay. Return type is allowed, but this
huh,
is not the parameter which is help me in function over loading.
loading. Can you explain once again, Pratik, please?
Sorry. Yeah, ask.
Can you please explain once again, please?
Okay, this is Revati or Saina who is speaking.
Shahina.
Okay. So what you didn't understand? Tell me. Function
No, I
over. Let me
understand
tell
that
you.
argument type. Argument type I understand. Okay, but the
Uh,
return type I'm getting confused.
okay, for you, I am taking a function add with a different return type. Let's see it's allowed or not. See, you now say me. You now say me. It has a return type int. Is that a return type word with no argument? No argument. Is it allowed?
No.
So having different return type doesn't allows in function overloading. Only the difference should be in the number of argument or the type of argument I am passing.
Yeah. Okay. Function
Got it?
overloading is types of argument and number of argument which is being passed for that function, for which function overloading is being done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Arun and Revati, please tell you got or not.
Yeah. I understood like function overloading is that with the
Tell.
same names, two functions, same name and same argument types, two functions cannot be there. The argument types have to be different.
No. What you told? Same name.
Same name and same argument type cannot be there. It will give an error. So the argument type have to be different.
Hmm. Argument type have to be different, either in the number of argument or the type of argument.
Type of argument, yeah.
Okay. What about Revati? You can ping me yes or no. Are you there, Revati? Okay. Now see, when I'm calling the add function, there are multiple add function for me. Which statement will call which function? Let me check. Okay. Now I'm calling this first add function with a argument int type. So it will call this function because only one argument I have passed, that is of int type, and this has a similar signature where it accept int type. Hello?
Yes, Pratik. Yeah, clear.
Ah, you tell me which one this will point, means this will call.
It will go to first one, void at
Yeah, it will go to the first one
system.
because the declaration and the method signature matches. Then this will go to which one?
The last one. Hmm.
The last
Int
one,
a
right?
comma int
Because
b.
because the method declaration and the method call matches, and it will go to the
And
this one. Nothing will be
mm,
printed. Okay.
uh,
Okay. Now let's run it. See. So what you saw? Object add to call this one. So this is printed. This is add function with
acha,
one argument.
one argument.
Then this is called with this one. This is function with no arguments. Then this call with two, three call with this
Two
one.
arguments.
This is add with two arguments. And the last one was string. So it called
Hmm.
this one. This is add function with one string argument. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm. If you would have not kept anything inside this string one, it would only show us result till with two arguments, right? Because nothing was there to uh, execute,
Sorry,
right?
I
No
didn't.
statement.
No, I didn't get it.
Like as
Yeah,
earlier.
hmm. If I remove this line, you tell me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
you
if we
remove it,
remove
nothing
this
will,
line,
nothing
nothing will.
will be done as Java application. Nothing will be
Hmm,
printed.
hmm,
No, nothing will be
yeah.
printed. Nothing is there. No lines of code are there.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
So similar to data member, what I can do is I can make the method also static. So if I make a method static, so what are the two ways in which I can call?
Object name and
One is
by
the
class name.
object name I've called. I can also call it using the class name.
Class name.
So if I am having static data members and static function, I need not to create an object. I can directly call them by class name
Hmm.
because it is shared by all the object. So it is with respect to class rather than with respect to object.
Yes.
Got?
Hmm.
So this much for today. So any doubt or everything was clear or what? Or what? It was much more for today or less for today.
It is sufficient for today.
Okay.
Not
So yeah, tell.
like earlier you explained, right? A static data member, right? That a single memory allocation, and with the examples you explained us how it would change with that 67 and 90 value. So what happens when a function becomes static again?
So
Like
they here the memory here memory and all will not come. Here what will be the thing? Here simple thing is that you can call it either by the object name or by the class name
okay.
because memory allocation is not done for function. So there
Hmm.
is nothing to
Hmm.
uh, see in that diagram. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Any more doubt
Yeah,
or
that
anything is did understood or not clear? You can tell me.
Yeah, no,
Arun?
nothing from my side. It was good. It was pretty clear, but maybe needs some practice
Yeah,
from my
practice.
end.
See, practice is mandatory. Okay, practice from your side is mandatory. Without that, you'll forget everything after 5 days.
Yeah, true.
That's mandatory from your side. That you will have to do.
Yeah,
Okay. So Revati, nothing else. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So if you have
yeah.
no doubt, we are good to go.